Hail them. Hailing frequencies open, sir.
Hailing frequencies. Open.
They're hailing us, sir.
On screen.
Hello and welcome to Hailing Frequencies Open, your Star Trek podcast, where we're trekking through the past and future of Star Trek. I'm your host, Mike Jones. I said Star Trek twice there. I don't know why. Joining me via the magic of Zoom, laughing at me. It's a script I'm reading, and I messed it up. I'm just saying.
I find it endearing. That's all I'm saying.
Double your trek, double your fun.
Those very kind voices are my co-host Ben and Aaron.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, friends.
We are ready to do another watch-along episode for you guys, with you guys. I was talking to a friend a friend from high school who hasn't.
You have other friends other than you talk to people other than us? I feel betrayed.
They might be imaginary. They might be big hairy monsters, and I just don't know.
You've read the bylaws, Mike. We're not allowed other friends.
Nerds can have two friends, and that's it.
That's all you're allowed. I haven't left this basement in years.
It feels that
lotion in the basket.
It does actually.
Yes.
Anyway, so my friend Micah, shout out to Micah, was saying that he's been saving all of the watch-along episodes to watch when he, not like in his ear as he's working, but like when he's actually watching the episode. And I'm curious how many people do that.
Smart person, that Micah.
Right? I know my husband Tim just listens to them like he's never watching the episode as he listens to them. So he gives me feedback like there's dead space. And I'm like, well, that's because you're supposed to be watching the episode.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. Do it however you want. I'm curious how people do it.
I was actually thinking that we talk too much, and if you're trying to watch the episode, like you probably don't get really much of it because we're just talking the whole time. But you know what? I like it. I'm assuming you've seen this episode before. Sorry.
That's the thing. I think that's the ticket. Yes. That's the ticket. We're assuming that you are not watching this for the first time. Absolutely. Because if you are, we're being very rude and really talking over the whole thing.
Sometimes about things that have nothing to do with the episode.
We go off on tangents a little bit.
Speaking of tangents, Mike, tell them about the Patreon.
Oh, well, I'm glad you brought that up. We do have some opportunities for you to join our crew and become a patron on Patreon. You can find a link on hailingfrequenciesopen.com under support us, I think is what it is, or you can just search for us on Patreon. You'll get perks. One of those perks at certain levels is the video version of the podcast. So you can see what we look like, how messy our houses are, what the basement
how terrible our lighting is. Yes.
You'll see some sensible wainscoting in the background. You'll see.
This is so bad.
You'll find out what Harry Potter house Ben is in. Don't say it. You'd have to watch.
Yep. You gotta be a patron to figure out what house I'm in.
Boom.
I feel like you could guess.
Yeah, it's not terribly difficult to guess. What I am. It's Slytherin.
We should play that game sometime.
It's not. It's not at all.
No, it's not Slytherin.
I'm never happy with the house I get placed in, but I'm always like, yeah, it tracks.
Are you a Ravenclaw?
It depends upon the mood I'm in. I'm either Hufflepuff or Ravenclaw. And I get real mad because, of course, I want to be Gryffindor.
Well, I'm a proud Puff, so...
Oh, maybe we're roomies.
Maybe we are. Okay. Although I think the boys and girls are kept separate.
That's true. We have separate
boys' dormitories to the left, girls down the hall on the right.
That's so regressive. You would think that they would, be with the times. Those wizards. So also take a moment to subscribe, rate, and review us wherever you get your podcasts.
Write us letters too.
Write us, yeah.
I mean,
Tweeto box 593.
02134. Send it to Zoom. No? Anyone?
Send us a subspace
Yeah,
message.
I know that.
Thank you.
I can't remember what it is. I remember Stickley had a
Zoom.
PO box. Yeah.
Who's Zoom?
Zoom.
Do you guys
Zoom.
remember
Not
Stickley?
the app.
Not the app.
Oh, yes.
He had a
Oh.
little jingle about the
Oh, I don't remember.
10108. It was the New
That
York
stirred a
City,
memory.
New York State, 10108. Like it was Nickelodeon.
Wow.
Something. It was a whole thing.
It's just tickling like at the edge of my memory.
Am I glitchy?
It's just
Is that what's going on?
No, I don't think you're glitchy.
Okay,
our brains are glitching as we try to remember.
It just seems like
we're
I had
taking
a
this
little
moment
bit
to acknowledge a delay.
Yes.
Oh, maybe.
Oh,
We're taking this moment to acknowledge how important the U.S. Post Office is, as
true.
we're talking about our PO boxes. In today's episode, we are going to talk about the season 2, episode 10 episode, the Dauphin, or maybe Dauphin.
the Dauphin.
Dauphin.
It's French for dolphin.
Well, it's French. Well, but it's also French for the heir apparent to the throne.
Exactly.
The
right.
son of the king.
Right.
But
Yes.
it's French.
It's French. So we should be saying it with an English accent.
Oh,
Well,
yes, because everyone who's French speaks with a British accent.
Obviously.
I mean, they certainly sing with a British accent.
By the 24th century, everyone has realized that French is a trash language, and they just get rid of it.
Mm-hmm.
French is not one of the
It's
official
gone.
languages of Earth in the 24th century.
No,
That's canon.
oddly,
you
we
can
go
look it up.
with English. We go with English of all languages.
English is, my question is, are they all relying on universal translators? Are they speaking different languages?
That's a great question.
I
have a feeling when you're on the planet, people are speaking the languages and just understanding one another. I can't imagine that people on Earth are walking around with universal translators. Isn't that something? Oh, maybe.
But
is it? How does it work?
I mean,
Starfleet's
when you're
not
on
the entire
ship,
planet.
Right.
Well, sure. I doubt that when you join Starfleet, it's required that you learn English. So is Counselor Troy speaking Betazoid and it's being translated for everyone around her? I mean, that's just an example.
I thought the universal translator only worked in communications. Is it like the TARDIS where the language circuits are just extending so that everyone understands everything?
That's exactly it. It's very magical.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's not well explained, but it's supposed to be built into the communicators, but face to face, it does translate. I mean, there's a willing suspension of disbelief.
I mean, that's a pretty big suspension.
Because in reality, you would hear the other language, and with a slight delay, you would hear the language you understand coming out of the communicator, or maybe like an implant. Like in Deep Space Nine, there's a moment where they like the universal translators aren't working and they start hitting their heads. It's for a joke, but
it's like a babble fish in the Douglas Adams.
Yes, the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah,
okay, got it. It's a babble fish. It's the language circuits of the TARDIS. It is the babble fish. Got it. I'm there.
The Dauphin.
I will say that I think the communicators are just an extension of the ship's computer, like the comm badges.
Oh, sure.
So it's probably the ship that does that kind of work. So, I mean, and if you're out of range of the ship, maybe your universal translator doesn't work. I don't know.
I mean, we've never seen that happen.
Yeah, I guess
We've
I just
seen
always
people
assumed
definitely out of the range.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, when they're on away missions, or that one episode where they like dropped off the away team and then they went off somewhere else and then came back.
Right.
It's
definitely something that the writers don't deal with. They just ignore it.
It's easier just to write
Very
it
rarely
English.
do we talk about it. Yeah. I think in Star Wars, Ben, you would know more than me. There's like a galactic standard language, right? There's like a standard language that most planets know because if they trade within the right.
It's is it Galactic Common, I think is what it's called in that universe. Something like that.
That sounds right.
Gotcha.
Anyway, now that we aren't talking at all about the episode,
there you go.
Get your DVD or your CBS All Access or your VHS from the 80s queued up to season 2, episode 10, The Dolphin, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Engage.
Don't wait till I said engage. That was late.
Yeah, that was late. Sorry, I was just me goofing. What was his like? It was sort of slapping the chair but missing.
Yeah. He's going.
Way to go,
like, just
Jonathan.
Keep going. Just keep it going.
They're like, keep rolling. We can't waste. We can't go back.
For some reason, I happened to notice this on the IMDb. That con officer was given a name for some reason. She's a named like red shirt. I don't know why.
Oh.
They give them names fairly more often than you would expect. I shouldn't say fairly regularly, but more often than you expect, they give them names.
It's like Ensign Gibson or something. And she's only in this episode, so
never seen again.
Nice under the desk shot there. There's no gum under the desk.
It is a clean console. That's always good.
Do you think they have chewing gum in the future?
I doubt it.
They could replicate it.
They could. They could have chewing gum that never loses its flavor.
That would be extraordinary.
That turns you into a giant blueberry at the end?
Yes.
That'd be fun.
Violet, you're turning violet.
Violet.
So,
is Troy wearing her contact lenses? I think so.
Oh, is she? I didn't look.
I think so. She is in this episode.
Do they get lazy and not put them in sometimes?
Sometimes in faraway shots, she doesn't have them because apparently they were very uncomfortable.
Sure. That makes sense. I believe that.
But they're just big black lenses that are, so she has no iris. It's just pupil.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Human.
It's a weird choice that they made. I wonder, does her mom wear them?
I don't.
I can't remember. I think she does have them actually. I'd have to go back and look now, but that was supposed to be the Betazoid thing. Was that you don't have an iris? You just there's a big eyeball. The big
right.
Yep.
I have a brush.
Well, in that episode where she's betrothed to the person she's betrothed to is not Betazoid.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Human.
I answered my question before I got there. Do we know if she's been in anything else?
This actress, let me see if I can grab her name real quick. She's a psychotherapist now.
Oh.
Interesting.
Her name is Jamie Hubbard. And she's a psychotherapist. Yeah.
These two actresses were told they were doing Romeo and Juliet as Juliet and the nurse.
And the nurse.
And they're nailing it.
They really are.
Nailing it.
Yeah.
I love her like jumpsuit with the pants. It's
gaucho
very
pants.
2020.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Love at first sight.
They're just so cute with one another.
I love it.
I mean, it's not that her acting is spectacular, but she's so earnest, and I feel like she really has like a crush on Will Wheaton.
Yeah.
It's just very sweet.
There's a twinkle in her eye. Like, it's really cute.
He was.
And he's adorable.
He's a teen heartthrob at this point in his career.
Right.
Oh. Riker cutting him to the core. She don't have time for you, Wes.
Rude.
And now we're into the opening credits.
Because he's trying
while
to
we're
creep
looking at the
on
opening credits.
Ooh.
So this episode first aired February 20th, 1989.
So it's just missed Valentine's Day.
The last one I think was actually on was it on Valentine's Day? Day before? Anyway. Written by Scott Rubenstein and Leonard God, why do I try to say names? Mladenau? And directed by familiar name, Rob Bowman, who directed a lot in this first couple seasons.
Bolego.
Engage. This is my favorite part of the show, where I get to listen to the credits.
You're singing along.
Of every episode or of this episode in particular?
This is my favorite part.
Well,
it's my favorite part of our episodes.
Oh, I see.
When we all get to listen to the theme song together.
The theme is so loud. I feel like I want to turn the volume down every time
it gets loud, but then I can't hear.
Or just once it starts.
What?
I know.
What are you saying?
I'm just singing along. Around. That's wild. That's got to be something that they've done as part of like a
now.
What do you call
HD.
It when they? Yeah,
the remastering.
Remaster. That's the word.
Random question.
It looks like his pants aren't zipped up.
It does. It's always like that in the back. Isn't that weird?
I know. I don't like it.
Ben, you have your hand up?
Yes. So 10 forward is on the 10th deck, right? Like it's the forward part of the 10th deck. But that's got to be the upper saucer, right? Like that's the right? Like it's just.
I think it's the lower saucer.
I feel like it would be the lower part.
Because of the way the windows angle. When you're in 10 forward, they angle out at the top.
They do. So you could like lean out and look down like you're falling.
Yeah.
See the plant.
You're falling.
Like on a building.
Or you could lean out and actually fall because I don't think that those windows had glass in them in the show.
In the show. No. They're all force fields. The force field would hold you, right? I assume.
It can't just be a force field for everything. Yeah, no. Transparent aluminum.
Transparent aluminum.
Transaluminum.
There's her name.
There she is, Jamie Hubbard. And Whoopi Goldberg.
I'm so excited that Whoopi's in this one. I love Guinan.
Every time her title card shows up, I get a little bit more excited.
Yeah, every episode's better with Guinan.
Yep.
I really hope Guinan shows up in Picard. Oh my God.
I have it was on an episode of The View. Patrick Stewart invited her to join season 2.
Amazing.
Because I listened to this fantastic interview with her that David Tennant did, because I just realized David Tennant has a podcast, and it's called David Tennant Does a Podcast With, and then each week it's with a different person.
Awesome.
And he did it last season with Whoopi, and she was talking about Star Trek and how she loved it and the various reasons she loves it. And David Tennant was asking her about Picard, and she was like, well, no one's asked me yet.
But now
But yeah, they definitely, I mean, Patrick Stewart put her on live TV, was like, I'd love if you joined us. Blah, blah, blah.
Damn it,
and she was like, yeah.
Join us.
Yep.
I hope they get to start filming soon.
Oh my God.
I know it's been delayed.
Well, The Witcher season 2 is now filming, so that's good.
What is?
The Witcher season 2.
What? Oh.
The Witcher with Henry Cavill. Oh my God, you need to watch it.
I've heard it. No, is that Netflix? Okay, yeah. Netflix, which we're sponsored by. Are we sponsored by Netflix?
Sponsored by Netflix. Well, we're using it right now.
We are now. Netflix and Crystal Pepsi.
I will tell you this right now. If you watch The Witcher, the episodes are not in chronological order, and there's giant time gaps because he's sort of eternal. So, and I didn't figure it out until episode 4. So I was so pissed when I figured it out. I was like, that's why none of this shit makes sense. Like,
okay,
all stuff's happening.
That other actress looks so familiar.
Who is this girl, and what is she wearing?
And she's beautiful.
She's wearing a knit, like crocheted jumpsuit.
That's open weave on her belly.
Yep. And a little bit up top.
Yeah.
It's simultaneously a little risque without revealing too much.
It looks cozy though.
A hint.
She's chosen this. I mean, we like get ahead of ourselves, but she's chosen this form. Like that was on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, "I'm your slightly slutty friend."
Yep.
Oh, and
look at the slashing on the leg. That's a lot of leg for the 24th century. I'm just saying.
Yeah. She's definitely. Oh, and now she's
a goober.
A freaky Ewok.
Yeah.
Kind of like an Ewok.
I mean, she just keeps flipping around and
direct from her appearance at Showbiz Pizza. Welcome.
Wesley, focus on the defocus.
You're distracted.
Wesley.
There's weird things going on in my pants, Jordy. I don't understand it.
He's like, oh, sorry, I dropped this.
It's so hard to do this with a raging erection.
With a boner. It's this girl we beamed up. That's weird.
Now, is that how the military works? If you fall in puppy love, they tell you to take a break and go talk to the girl instead of staying at your post and doing what you're supposed to do?
Only if you're a child that for some reason has been given officer duties.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Get
a cool little
that
prop.
boy away from there.
If you can't finish dust busting that panel, we're going to have an issue.
Okay, this is weird. I feel like Will Wheaton's doing a good job in this episode. He's like, come on.
He's very sweet in this.
And then Jordy says, use the ladder. What? Okay.
Why?
And he's like, I'm not just going to use the ladder. I'm going to slide down the ladder. That's silly, Jordy.
He nailed that.
Will Wheaton was adorable in this episode.
Yeah.
He nailed it.
He did.
Nailed it.
How old was Will Wheaton when he filmed this? Am I a creeper if I say he's adorable?
No.
No.
It's a pure
because
love
you're
that we
also
have for Will
reflecting.
Wheaton.
It is. It is. And when we were watching this, we were closer to his age.
That's true. And for the record, he's still adorable.
Oh, yes.
I love that they just showed us the window above with the stars. We never get to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Like that above the bridge, they actually built this like window for the star field.
It's the little.
I love this part. I enjoy this episode so much. Hearing Worf talk about Klingon mating rituals.
He reads love poetry.
And he gets so carried away with it. Like
He does.
he gets carried away.
Read
Dude
some
needs to get
poetry.
laid.
Bitches love poetry. That's what I feel like he's saying.
Epic.
Bitches
Klingon
love poetry. They're gonna throw shit at you.
Oh, Data has the bridge. He's in the captain's seat.
Mm-hmm. And then Data's coming in saying, I'm programmed in a variety of techniques and
Right.
I am fully functional.
Fully functional.
fully functional. Are you allowed to do that? Are you allowed to just brush past the captain? You don't just sort of like stand at attention for a second?
That was weird. Oh, the Ewok had to hide.
Mm-hmm. The Ewok is not authorized.
Can she shapeshift too? I'm already forgetting. She can.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
No, she does, right?
I should have said spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Spoilers. We're about to witness the actual like shape-shifting of is it Anya? Anna? Anya.
Yes.
Okay. I also IMDb'd this actress.
She's done
her
a
name
ton of
is
stuff.
Patty Edwards. She's done a ton of things, but I knew her voice was so familiar. She's the voice of Ursula's henchman Flotsam and Jetsam in The Little Mermaid.
Oh, wow.
Sweet
Like the
child.
Right.
Ursula has many powers.
Right. Listen to her voice.
Yes, it is Flotsam
like-
and Jetsam.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
Amazing. Sadly, she passed away of like respiratory illness. I wonder if she smoked. I wonder if that's why she had that voice. But it's a great voice.
Maybe. It's a great voice. Oh my gosh, this scene. Oh, this scene is actually one of my, I don't know if I could say top 10 scenes in Star Trek, but if you made me list top 20 just scenes that I enjoy watching.
Sit in a chair normally, Riker. God damn it.
Don't. Riker's gonna Riker. Don't,
Wooing.
Ben. Don't.
Wooing.
Now, Riker and Guinan flirting with one another is phenomenal to watch. Oh God.
They didn't give Whoopi enough stuff like this. She's hilarious.
Yeah. Like, look at them. Look at the way they're leaning in. Oh. A knock. Oh.
Wes is like,
Not
okay,
sending you
now the
away.
adults are being
He's
weird.
so good. He's like, ew.
It's like, oh, Mom, Dad.
Oh.
Not this.
He rolls his eyes.
He's so good in this episode.
This scene kind of makes this episode for me.
Then I'll learn how to fly. Oh my God. Take me now, Frakes.
Shut up, kid.
Kid. It's so good.
So how quickly did Riker and Whoopi or Guinan hook up after that?
See, I don't want that to actually, I want it to be unrequited. I want it to be something that they play at and they flirt with, but never goes all the way because then it'll ruin it.
It's very Victorian of you.
Yeah. I think
World's
I'm quite
slowest
Victorian in my
elevator.
sensibilities.
Wesley could have taken that lift instead of the ladder.
But then he wouldn't have been able to show off his sweet, sweet moves.
Oh, it moved a
that a
little after she got
mattress?
up. It did look like a mattress. Oh, that looks like a mattress too. It's all this like sound foam. Looks like a packing blanket.
Mm-hmm. That's probably what it actually is.
It probably is.
They repurpose things, don't they?
They do.
I mean, I feel
love
like the tool he's holding is a phaser with something applied over the top of it.
Yeah, it does look like that. Like they just glued two things together to make a new thing.
Mm-hmm.
I love her little like cowl that she has. She came all the way up there just to like bust his balls.
Yeah.
Dramatic
Right.
exit.
Check your progress.
She's got this little tiny voice, but
Wesley.
it's so threatening. Oh,
Is
I'm
this,
just here to potentially be a
Oh.
booty call.
Was she gonna go
no.
somewhere?
I think she was about to ask the guard to show her
Oh.
how the food thing works.
Yeah, you're
Food
right. You're right.
dispenser, the replicator, the
That
It's
was
a
patient.
replicator. She's calling it a food dispenser. That's not its actual
Right.
name.
That's a like original series phrase, food dispenser.
yeah. See, when I hear food dispenser, I think of like a froyo dispenser. Like I just
Oh.
want to see her walk up to it and be like, vanilla chocolate twist.
I'd have pink goo, please.
I think of like an automat, like not that I've seen those in real life, but you know the like lunch counter automat, like you put in the money and you open the little door.
Mm-hmm.
But
Aww.
of course, they're going to have chocolate because that's the best thing in the future.
Just unlimited chocolate. Chocolate that has been aged for 400 years.
Chocolate mousse.
He forgot
It's
to
like they were
ask
at
for a
Disney
spoon.
World. So many of the. Oh, he did.
Yeah. Where she comes from, they eat with their hands.
She just dies. She just shoves her face in the bowl.
She's like, isn't this how you humans eat? She gets them confused with like dogs and cats.
Right.
Like, oh, isn't this how you mammals consume?
That's so funny. She's like, I'm a normal person.
Hello,
She
fellow
wants some
humans.
milk on the side. She gets a little saucer.
Eat that. What, they're walking away from the chocolate. They could have brought it with them. Now I'm mad.
No reason not to.
Yeah.
It's a waste of chocolate.
Truly.
And continuing our tour of the Enterprise.
Ugh, Pulaski.
Oh, don't even.
And he's there in a...
Well, plus he's under this silver blanket, so that'll keep it in.
Yeah. Do we know how he caught it? Like, if it's hard to catch things, how did he catch it?
Sexually.
Is it sexually trained me? Couldn't even finish it.
Killed the patient.
Kill him. Oh God!
Now she's an Ewok. I mean, no, she's not an Ewok.
evil-
She's a
Wookiee.
She's a Wookiee. She's like a
gone
Wookiee.
full Wookiee.
Yeah, security. Captain Picard
send
happened
in
to be there.
Picard.
That poor thing is bloodshot. The morphing effect is really good.
For the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you said that there is.
You said it's not
0. Right.
Make up your mind,
Yeah.
Pulaski.
Pulaski. Shoddy work.
All right.
So now
Crusher would have never allowed it to get this far. Crusher would have bitch slapped her.
Just saying.
And it would have been
Just saying.
done with.
shot her with a phaser.
Yeah, she packs heat. Come on.
Knocked her out with a hypo spray.
Oh, yeah.
So the cat's out of the bag. They're animorphs.
They're
shapeshifters.
Mm-hmm.
For some reason, they don't assume that they're both shapeshifters, but they must be, right? Like they're from the same planet.
We don't know. They might be interspecies. Maybe
that's
like
possible.
There's a servant class of species or something.
Yeah, because she is from a different place. She's from the third moon. She's not from the planet.
That's true. We do find that out later. In the background, that looks like an X-ray thing. Like you're like
totally
you can clip X-ray film up onto it.
Yeah.
I think that's what they did, and they just put some vinyl appliques on it and made it.
That is so funny.
That's exactly what they did.
Yeah.
Oh, date in the holodeck.
Yeah.
What the holodeck is really used for.
It's a holiday.
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 It would be so nice.
Oh, that really got me.
I'm glad.
It's a great time to be alive.
That's what all of us here in 2020 think.
That's what no one in 2020 thinks.
No. It's interesting. Well, it's because like it's a holiday, but he took her to a completely uninhabited planet. Like that's what she wants to see. A bunch of rocks. I mean,
He's been sheltered her entire life. And she's like, I just want to see a mall. I want to see a restaurant. Just
this
peaceful.
one confuses me.
It's like, here's Times Square. Yeah. Does that little asteroid have a
like an atmosphere?
Yeah.
Does it have
weird.
enough gravity? It looks too small to have a gravitational pull to keep you from floating off.
Right. And he
Granted,
seems
I understand
to imply,
this is the holodeck, but yeah,
right, but,
he implies that he visited it.
Right. I mean, maybe he visited it in the ship.
You can't hear. There would be no sound in space.
Oh, yeah. No, there would be no sound in space.
Computer, show
in
us
space, no one can hear you scream.
Computer, show us the
no
warp
one can
core.
hear anything.
Do you think the warp core is the best part of the ship?
Mm-hmm. It is the best part of the ship.
Little lower deck shout out.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny that this girl didn't stay in showbiz. She's she's cute. She could have been a lot. She could have.
She has a handful of credits, TV credits from the time, but yeah, it looks like she decided to get out of acting and do something with her life.
Yeah.
How dare she?
There you go.
I thought Anya has this cape thing that she wears several different ways. Like when she beamed on, it was like draped over her head. It's like a multi-purpose fashion accessory.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's like a pashmina. You can tie it around your neck like a scarf. You can wear it like a shawl. Could make it a headband.
Right.
A lot of excess fabric. I enjoy the interplay between Worf and Anya. Like he really respects her as a formidable opponent. It's kind of cool. He's not, once he knows what she is, he isn't put off by her appearance.
He fights things like that on the holodeck, right? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no, the big hairy things. But I just mean he doesn't look at her and he's like, you puny, insignificant thing. How did you do? Like he enjoys the combative interplay. Like he's doing that little smirky thing. And she is too.
They
they're a little
match wits as well as muscles.
Yeah.
They're like flirting a little bit, oddly.
A little bit. Is he going to start reading love poetry?
No, I mean, maybe.
That is how a Klingon attracts a mate.
Return of the Headbands.
Yeah.
Space
Another
Crystal.
Rob Bowman shot. This is the other side of the ready room that we don't usually see.
Mm-hmm.
Celia is gone. I am freaking out.
I'm freaking out right now.
Troy's reaction was pretty funny though, because she was just like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!"
Like, God damn.
More chocolate.
Oh, more chocolate. Thanks, guy.
Is she going to use the spoon? Does she use it? Does she shove her face directly into the bowl?
The moments we don't see on Star Trek: The Next Generation. Had a great time.
Oh my god!
But I'm 4 feet tall and covered in fur. She's not though. We think we've established that she's not a shapeshifter.
No, she is.
No, she is.
No, she is. That's what I said.
Yes. Son of a bitch. I can't. I can't.
So
I'm on so much allergy medicine right now.
Oh no!
I'm so high right now, you guys.
It's like my muscle relaxers.
So much Zyrtec. It's like,
I'm like flying right now.
Why are they not eating the chocolate? You have a bowl of chocolate. Eat
ice cream? It's ice cream, right? Or is it more mousse?
I think it's that mousse. I think
more mousse.
That mousse.
By the way, your replicator logs say you never finished this, you wasteful children.
Wouldn't that be amazing if you didn't finish your dinner as a child and anywhere you go after that, they re-replicate whatever was left on your plate at room temperature? So
you had 5 carrots left at last night's dinner. You have to eat those before your Cheerios.
Whoa. Be crazy.
I have a great story from when Mark was little. And I'm not sure if it was, and gentle listeners, Mark is my husband. It was either he or his brother, as a kid, didn't want to finish the supper, giving a hard time. And so their mom said, if you don't eat this now, you're going to go to bed and you're going to have it for breakfast tomorrow. He was like, no. So she sent him to bed. Sure enough, the next morning, she had left it out all night just to flip him out. Of course, she didn't make him eat it because it was like meat that had been sitting out for 12 hours. But
That's amazing.
she made him sweat for a couple hours. I respect that so much.
Yes.
Oh, there's a way. I know there is. Oh, watch out. Watch out. Watch out. We've got shapeshifters.
Step away from the woman.
It's
Step
the
away from the pretty
Capulets.
young girl. The Capulets and the Montagues. Romeo.
There's no B plot, is there?
2
It's all
Starship
this
Lovers.
Oh, he's so
Just-
sad.
Riker and Guinan's torrid love affair. I think the only other plot is the thing going on in engineering, I guess. Could that be a B plot?
I guess.
I mean, it's a stretch.
Yeah.
I mean,
There's
let's be
really
honest. He's probably
not a
just
B plot.
upset. He's probably just upset because his blood sugar's crashing because all he's had today is chocolate mousse.
That's true.
He
Just
never
gonna-
ate it.
You know what it is? I think that the main plot is the romance,
Yeah.
but the B plot is everyone just trying to figure out what the hell is up with these people. Like they're shapeshifters.
Oh,
Like
the
I almost feel
shapeshifting.
like it's two. The plot involves the same players. It's just 2 areas of focus.
Okay. I'll buy that.
That would be my my theory.
And Picard's going to do some parenting here.
Mm-hmm.
Just because your mom's
Like,
not
your
here.
mother isn't here. She would not approve of you dating a Wookiee.
Right. She is an Elasimorph. It's
And you know what they say about elastomorphs. There's
Big
not an
shoes.
antibiotic in the galaxy.
Oh my gosh. It's interesting that there's not rules against, cavorting with dignitaries that they're traveling with or whatever. Like he's like, I butt out of the personal lives of those under me. But this seems to kind of like he should be able to step in and be like, what you're doing with this girl could have repercussions that affect entire planets. Right?
Yeah, well, the thing is, their planet, though, is not a member of the Federation. They're
Oh,
just
that's true.
transporting Celia and Anya as a courtesy because I think they're trying to improve relations with these worlds.
What did they know about the worlds? Because they don't know that they're shapeshifters.
No,
They don't. They seem to be surprised by the planet's atmosphere. How did
Mhm.
they get asked to do this mission? You know what I mean?
I'm sure they made contact at some point and had communications with one another, but these people are in the midst of civil war, so I have a feeling that that's not the right time for a planet to join the Federation because
Oh, of course, yeah.
I mean they've got to figure out what's going on their own planet before they can join the United Federation of Planets.
So maybe they've had audio only contact and they only know about the war and the royal families and the dolphin. They don't know much about what life is like on those planets.
Yeah. I mean, we did know the thing about night and day because of the way the planet rotates or doesn't rotate, that, half of the world is always in darkness and half in light.
Right. Like the moon.
Mhm.
Or like Remus. We find out later that Remus is a planet next to Romulus that's like that. It looks just like the last one. They use the same effect.
Mhm. Well, that would make sense that it would have to be a world with a similar atmosphere and magnetic energy because
Absolutely.
their life form probably can't exist for long in other environments.
Is he playing Battleship?
Yeah, what
Against
is he?
no one? Celia. I like that he
Shouldn't
has
have
like
come.
a ficus tree in his quarters. Like all teenage boys.
Mm-hmm. Yep. In the future, everyone has a ficus. I haven't gotten in trouble yet.
Yet.
But I plan to.
Mm-hmm.
It's so sweet. Part of it is that she has such a sweet like smile, and she's just like so innocent. She
Girl
really
next
reads
door.
that way.
Yeah.
She's so earnest.
Will Wheaton's first screen kiss.
He was
Really?
exceptionally nervous.
Yeah.
I've read in his book. He was like sweating bullets.
And she was several years older than him. Holy what? He knows that she's an elastomorph. He shouldn't be that surprised, but scared.
Does he know for sure that Celia is?
No, he's just found out with that, like, what did I just kiss? Look on his face.
Mm-hmm. Amazing.
What? Oh, and now they're back to people.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing.
Look,
I enjoy trashy reality television. And we've been watching a lot of MTV's Catfish.
I like where this is going.
And when I rewatched this episode, I couldn't help but think, was Wesley being catfished by her? Because he's shocked when she turns out to not be what she said she was. And I mean, we don't see it yet, but he's really angry.
Yeah.
And that often happens on MTV's Catfish. Granted, it's all compressed into one day. I mean, or maybe 2 days. I don't know that he has feelings for her, but can he really be mad that he doesn't know everything about her? Like maybe what her species is, you know what I mean? But,
maybe he didn't ask.
Right.
You know, like they went on the date and he like didn't ask any questions. He was just there like, tell me more about me. I don't know. They're on such a compressed timeline. This is just one of those puppy love at first sight things where it's super intense, but
it's like Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
They've known each other for 3 days and they're willing to like commit suicide.
This is kind of sad.
It is kind of sad. I guess I felt like Anya was overbearing, but suddenly she's kind of motherly and you realize, oh, that you were just trying to protect me.
Yeah. Well, I think it's one of those things where
my
I
Netflix
think that they
is
have
glitching.
Oh no. I think that they have a very deep, profound connection to one another because Anya raised Celia.
Right.
But I mean, even when you love, your parents can be very, very overprotective and nitpicky and push your buttons. And you're like, God, I hate you. Oh my God.
Right.
But then 5 minutes later is Mommy.
Now my Netflix is glitchy.
Oh, I think I caught up.
Netflix is perfect.
I think I caught up to where you guys are. It just sort of like.
Okay. I'm rolling again.
Okay. She just said, I know on mine.
Yes.
Okay. Good.
Anya has her scarf, her pashmina over her head, which she does on travel days.
It's a travel time. It's a travel outfit. You never know when you're going to, encounter some rogue virus or something.
Yeah. It goes from day wear to travel wear with the flip of a scarf.
I love you. I love you too.
You could walk her to the transport or whatever.
She doesn't want to get emotional. It's not the way they practice.
You want to wrestle?
We need this little ending scene to finish this tension between the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
She's so short compared to him.
You want to wrestle?
And I feel like they play with the camera angles to make her look even smaller.
Yeah, you're right.
Like
you're
that
right.
angle right there.
Yeah, she looks tiny.
It's almost a trick. Just to
didn't arm wrestle
emphasize
or
the
anything.
height difference.
Oh, here we go. Here's Emo Wesley.
Oh, he's so upset.
He's so mad because he's been catfished.
We've spent like 4 hours together. How did you not tell me all these things?
Hey, was it fun? Was it fun messing with me and lying? because he's so
playing
emo.
humanoid. That feels speciesist.
Yeah.
But he's definitely accusing her of catfishing.
Right. Right now, I'm a humanoid girl.
Standing in front of a human.
Standing in front of
asking him to love her.
I knew it.
Yes.
I knew it. Yes.
Yes.
What am I, some stupid bet to you? All of the 80s tropes.
So sad.
Just walk them out.
They
there.
love each other.
They love
Although
each other.
He says it in past tense, I loved you. And then he doesn't even believe that she could love him. He's like bitter.
Her lipstick matches her jumpsuit.
Well, you don't match your
I'm going to go join the Traveler. I'm going to
learn how to phase into other dimensions. I'll never know love again.
Travel the universe.
Well, then they'll both be weird, non-corporeal.
Oh, maybe then they can get together.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to crap on this. Like his performance, considering how melodramatic that could have been, he was very measured in his performance.
Yeah.
I feel like this must be an episode where he worked with a director who wasn't a jerk to him.
Yeah. I mean, Will Wheaton really is giving a great performance in this episode. The script is a little bit forced because, again, it's only 43 minutes or whatever, and you have to have this whole journey. So it's a bit condensed. And he's like,
this is the trope of the stopping at the airport gates. Like,
he's like, you never ate your moose.
Like, still no spoon.
Still no spoon.
That's just not a part of human culture they got to in their short, brief time together.
Yep. I really wish she would have gone down with her face.
Right.
I really wish that's how she ended. Or if she had like taken it, like she was going to take the moose with her, and he was like, "No, that's mine. I was just giving you a taste."
He didn't know he chose that. She didn't know that she chose Wesley's dream girl as her form.
Mm-hmm.
Or if she were, I want her to be holding the moose still, and then it just crashes to the floor when she turns into light.
And it makes a mess on the transporter pad.
They could beam it away.
That's even more beautiful to him.
Is that something that we could never imagine? It's like, it's something you could never even fathom. And I'm like, no, that's just light in the shape of a person, kind of. We can imagine that.
Well, maybe that's the form that she takes on the Enterprise before she hits the magnetic atmosphere.
Maybe maybe
on
that's just her
planet. Maybe she's concentrated there.
I don't know.
In order to beam, in order to transport, she had to take a form that's similar to her true form, but maybe isn't her final. This isn't even my final form.
Yeah.
He's having an Alka-Seltzer because he's upset.
Plop, plop,
when I
fizz,
get upset,
fizz.
my belly hurts.
What a relief it is.
He needs some Guinan.
Don't we all? What Guinan says to him here, I remember as a child. I remember it sticking with me and being like, you're right. It's never the same twice with my 5th grade crushes.
Mm-hmm. No, it's true though. Every love is a different love.
Right. Well, every friend is a different world,
Mm-hmm.
Every relationship.
Every rose has its thorn.
Yep. There
Just
you
like
go.
Every night has its dawn. And every cowboy sings a sad, sad song.
Okay.
True. But nothing lasts forever. Even cold November rain.
Oh my God. We've gone down a dark path. You're right. You'll never feel love like this again.
Yeah. I mean, she's got eyes that seem to me remind me of childhood memories.
Oh.
When everything was as fresh as a bright blue sky.
Mm-hmm. She's got a smile.
Oh, was it a song?
That it seems to me reminds me of
I messed it up.
memory
God,
and
no.
everything
I said
was
eyes.
bright as a
Oh,
Darn it.
terrible.
That's the first part of the verse. She's
Yep.
got eyes of
No, I
the
botched
bluest
it.
skies.
Yep, that's it.
And then Guinan's like, you didn't eat your chocolate mousse. Here it is. I brought
Yep.
it.
Finish this goddamn moose.
Right. And
I've
this
been
time,
carrying
use a
this
spoon.
moose around the
Carrying
ship.
this around the goddamn ship.
You just keep
For
it's
30
like,
minutes.
It's like me with my son.
Oh, that's
You just keep leaving these things all over the house.
Moose and super magnets. Just
Yes.
willy-nilly. Oh,
Willie
That's
Nelson.
funny.
Just leave it around.
Willie Nelson.
Oh, Willie Nelson.
I
diggity.
love this
A
episode.
blast it was.
I do too.
It-
It's just so sweet.
I think it's
And fun.
relatable to the younger audience, and we were all sort of like in our teenage years, preteens and teenage when we saw this
Mhm.
episode.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like so it's very relatable.
89.
so
I
it's-
was 10.
It's quite nostalgic for us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's sort of my thought. I think that's why I'm a little partial to it because, like it or not, we all sort of identified with Wesley, and he sort of came of age in this
Absolutely.
series as well. So
Absolutely.
he was the gateway.
And maybe some of
drug.
us wanted to like sweep in and make Wesley feel better after she was gone.
Oh yeah.
Maybe 10-year-old Mike
Yeah.
Jones.
I think 10-year-old Ben Whitmore
Aw.
was like, why didn't he go after her? Why didn't he just like say, hey,
Right.
stay as this cute girl? Like, just hang
Right.
out with me as this
Or
cute
put
girl.
on a spacesuit and beam down.
Let's stand
Screw
on
that entire planet.
atmospheric-
We've got a shot.
Amazing.
Forget your Civil
Oh my God.
War. Run away with me.
Yep.
Good.
Why
I don't know.
not? I mean, they're fueled by hormones. Do those creatures have hormones?
They've had 4
She
hours to
says we
think
have-
about it. It's
Floating
fine.
around?
She says we have all the same emotions as you. So I would
Yeah.
think that they have, maybe not literal hormones, but something similar that affects their emotional state.
They have the same parts, if you know what I mean. That's all that matters.
Well, they can have whatever parts they want.
That's true. I guess he could. be
They're
right.
fully functional and programmed in a variety of techniques.
Yeah. It's good.
Oh my
Wookiee,
gosh.
Ewok.
I was
I
gonna
think
say-
it holds up.
I wish that
I
there was
agree.
a follow-up to this, but now I feel like that follow-up is dirty fanfic that I'm not sure that I actually want to read.
Yeah,
Don't go down that.
don't
That
Google
path.
Wesley
It's
Crusher
dark.
That's
first
a dark.
love. Yeah, don't Google any of that.
No.
Is there a lot of Wesley Crusher fanfic? Oh, there's got to be. I'm answering my own question. There's got to be.
I don't.
I guess.
There's no question in
he
my
was-
mind.
The internet was young then, though, so
He
it
was-
might just
yeah.
be written in old composition notebooks in people's childhood
s-
bedroom.
So many fans didn't like him, but there are those who did. So maybe it's like
Okay,
the whole
screw-
Kirk Spock
screw all
slash
of
fiction.
them.
Like what?
Screw all of them. I love Wesley Crusher. I love Will Wheaton enough for
Yeah.
everyone. I love him.
Absolutely.
Will Wheaton only got cooler the older he got.
Oh,
No
absolutely.
doubt.
He sort of had to disappear for a
Absolutely.
while so he could grow up to be a normal human, and then
Hmm.
Mhm.
now he's back in the spotlight and
Yeah.
loves
And
all
he's
things
super
nerdy.
cool.
And I love him. He's such
Super
a cool guy.
Mhm.
He used to be I think he still blogs, but in between Star Trek and him becoming cool again, he was really active as a blogger, and I used to read his blogs, his blog every day, willwheaton.net. I think he still posts, but I don't really read it that much. I follow him and his wife on Instagram. They do fun Instagrams.
Yeah. I see them
It's a
on
delight.
I started watching them on Tabletop and then The Big Bang Theory, and I love it.
Yes.
It's good. Will
Oh, I
Wheaton.
don't know if I ever. When
I'm
was
sorry?
she on the big? Was she on the Big Bang Theory? His wife? I know he
No.
was.
No.
Oh! I didn't know if she appeared. That would have
No,
been.
she was
fun.
on
Yeah.
Tabletop with him for several
Okay.
episodes, but
Yeah.
yeah. Will Wheaton be on our podcast?
Right. Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
He's so much
That would
fun.
be
I'm sure
amazing.
he listens. He's like our number one.
I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's keeping up.
Yep. He's one of our Patreon patrons.
Right.
He's at the
If
captain
only.
level, folks.
Right. You too can be
You can
like
have an
Captain
honorary.
Wheaton.
He can have an honorary membership of our bridge crew. In my opinion,
We should just email them, tweet at him, and be like, "Congratulations,
you did it! You did it! You've made it now."
We heard that you made it to the bridge crew on
Right.
Hailing Frequencies Open.
On Hailing Frequencies Open.
Way to go, Will.
I mean, I don't know. I love so it's nostalgic. It's sweet.
Mm-hmm.
It has cheesy alien costumes. What's not to love? There's a little person in a furry suit. I mean, come on.
There's something for everyone in this episode.
There's something for everybody.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And it's actually a very lovely
great.
Little self-contained love story.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Told in a beautiful 43-minute interval that I loved.
Right. His heart got broken and now he moves on.
Yeah.
Yep.
A little wiser. Maybe he'll ask every girl he dates after this. By the way, are you a shapeshifter?
Is this your true form?
Actually humanoid
Right.
or is this just some sort of normcore fetish for you?
Gross. Amazing and accurate, but gross.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well,
okay. Well, I think that that sums it up for this week. Killed it.
It's done. It's done.
This week on Star Trek Catfish. Thank you guys for listening, and check out our Patreon. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Hailing Freak Open, or online at hailingfrequenciesopen.com. And I think that's it. We
That'll
good?
do it. All right.
We good.
Hailing Frequencies closed.
No goodbyes. Just good memories. Hailing Frequencies closed, sir.